Hello, everyone, and welcome to our next Open Central Asia Voices Alumni Spotlight segment in our Open Central Asia Regional Interest Community. My name is Nadra Kuspakova, a community lead in Open Central Asia Regional Interest Community. I am so excited to be interviewing our wonderful alumni of the Open program. So, meet Saparnepes Atabayev from Balkanabad, Turkmenistan. And Saparnepes Atabayev from Balkanabad, Turkmenistan. Saparnepes has achieved remarkable milestones in education. He was recognized as the best teacher of Turkmenistan and won first place in the state round in 2021. The same year, he received the Youth Prize of Turkmenistan. In 2024, he was named the best class teacher of Turkmenistan, and later honored as the best teacher of the CIS 2024-2025 in a competition organized by the Bilim Orkunity organization in Kazakhstan. As an Open Program alumnus, fall 2024 in professional development with Arizona State University. Saparnepes is also an active member of the Open Community of Practice. In addition, he successfully completed C5 plus O1E ED program in Phase 2 in Almaty, Kazakhstan, organized by World Learning, TESOL, and CASTI. Welcome, Saparnepes.
Thank you very much, Nadir, for this kind of opportunity that you're doing it. Yeah.
So I will start to give my questions. Are you ready? Okay. My first question is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
What drew you to teaching and education as a profession?
Yeah, Nadir, first of all, the thing I want to highlight firstly is teaching runs in my blood. Both of my parents are teacher, so I grew up in an environment where education was deeply respected. My father started as a teacher and later moved into the oil and gas sector, completing his career there. My mom is still a teacher. She teaches the Russian language. Watching both my parent paths taught me the value of hard and lifelong learning. But the real turning point for me was like the real inspiration, the real motivation that I got in the grade 5 when I met my first English language teacher. She had such powerful impact on me, her passion, her creativity, and the way she made English feel alive. That experience planted the seed for my own journey as an English language teacher. Now I teach English at secondary school, specialized in foreign languages, and at the same time, I work as an English language instructor at Kunbatar Shapari Education Center, where I also serve as the deputy principal for methodological affairs. I've completed the open program in a professional, as you mentioned, as a professional development field, Arizona State University, which gave me new tools, perspectives to grow as an educator. After that, I was honored to participate in the C5+1 ED program, which was held. The second phase was held in Almaty, in-person training, actually, which deepened my understanding of collaborative teaching and regional educational innovation. Teaching is not just a job for me, so it's a mission to inspire, connect, and empower.
Wow, it's so inspiring to hear how both family influence and meaningful teachers shaped your journey. Your passion clearly stems from both personal heritage and transformative experiences. Thank you. The next one is, since becoming an alumni of the Open Program, how have you shaped your knowledge with other teachers and educators in Turkmenistan?
Actually, uh, the open program was a turning point in my professional development. It introduced me to, the modern student-centered teaching methods and give me access to a global community of educators. Avoiding the traditional ways of teaching. This was a contemporary of teaching, learning new style. After completing this online course of Open, I was selected to, as I mentioned, that C5+1 program where I collaborated with educators from Central Asia and explored regional approaches to education reform. These experiences gave me a broader perspective and practical tools to bring back home. Actually, this open program, um, after completing this open program, I made four or five professional development seminars, workshops, and I shared what I learned from the open. Since then, I've made it a priority to share what I've learned. I've led workshops, as I said, mentored the fellow teachers, especially the young ones, um, at school in my educational center too, and helped regional teachers and design training sessions and seminars at our education center. That really reflect formal presentations or informal conversations. I try to pass on the strategies that promote active learning, critical thinking, and inclusive classrooms. I believe that when one teacher grows, the whole community benefits.
Yes. Um, to hear about your commitment to multiplying the impact of your training is so expressive. So you are not just learning, you are actively building a stronger educational community around you. Thank you.
I'm trying to do my best.
Uh, the next question is, what does a typical day look like in your school or teaching environment?
To be honest, my days are quite hectic, but in a good way. I start early planning lessons that are interactive and engaging, as I mentioned before, not the teacher-centered teaching, but the student-centered learning and teaching. I move from planning to implementing, making sure each activity has a clear purpose because these clear objectives brings out clear outcomes and connects to real life use. I teach English to different age groups because this gap or this thing really makes me to be responsible, for making some differentiation in my classroom. So I adjust my approach depending on their levels and interests. As a teacher on secondary school, the specialized one in foreign languages and uh, education center, I also support other teachers. When I have free time, I attend to their. Oh, I think something is wrong.
Well, your
Oh.
shadow, thank you. Your shadow reflects
No.
both.
Actually, I was continuing, but I thought
Oh,
that something was connected with the internet.
yes, I think
Um,
it's up the network, that's why.
yeah,
Sorry.
network problems. I'm sorry for
Yes, you
that.
can continue, please.
And I like helping. When I have free time, I attend to the young teachers' lessons, mentor them, helping them with the lesson design, classroom management. And in my personal free time in the afternoons, or I like working on translation projects, prepare for competitions, or um, you know, when I don't have free time, I just collect the list of the competitions, and to make sure that other teachers also see these kind of good opportunities, chances, use them to be, developed, promoted in their field. And I meet with colleagues to discuss new ideas. Uh, Actually, the everyday is full of movement, creativity, and collaboration. But it's also, deeply fulfilling. It's quite demanding, but it's also deeply fulfilling to implement them and realize them in the life.
Wow. Yeah, so your shadow reflects the both dedication and leadership. Yes, it's clear to thrive at dynamic environments and balance multiple responsibilities with purpose. Yes, it's very great responsibility, and I can say that being a teacher is really worth. My first question is, what do you enjoy most about teaching students?
Mm. Uh, I mostly teach teenagers, so I really enjoy their energy, curiosity, and honesty. They are at a stage where they're discovering who they are, and language becomes a powerful tool for self-expressions. Um, you know, uh, I love helping them find their voice, whether it's through student-centered or project-based and storytelling or classroom debates. Everyone has a voice, so it should be heard by the teachers, even it's the inner voice. So teenagers also challenge me to be flexible and creative. They do not respond well to boring lessons, so I always try making them learning fun and meaningful. Their questions, ideas, and even their jokes keep the classroom alive. For example, I really like playing with the words. So they called me the workaholic teacher and at the same time wordaholic teacher. So I like playing with the words. For example, breaking down them into some parts, and they got my jokes, and it's a really nice feeling that they also have some potential of learning, and watching them grow from shy beginners to expressive, thoughtful communicators is my main uh, object in this teaching life.
Yes, you have a deep understanding of teenagers and needs and motivations, and your focus on
Yeah.
voice expression and creative engagement shows true student-centered teaching. Yes, I love your
Yeah.
um, the thing that you enjoyed in your teaching. Yes,
Thank you very much.
what unique challenges do students face in your region?
Yeah, students everywhere, first of all, and students face several challenges, and one major issue is in my here is like lack of motivation. Sometimes they don't see the immediate value of learning English, especially when resources and opportunities are limited. To solve this, to address this, I use the student-centered and project-based teaching methods, as I mentioned before. I design tasks that are relevant to their lives and their interests. For example, nowadays we are teaching as they mentioned in the social media, the generation Alpha or generation Z, Gen Z. So they are the generation of the technology. So
Yes.
so so they can feel more connected to the learning process. When I teach the grammar, I don't just explain the rules. For example, I show them how can they use it. We might write dialects, create posters, or act out scenes that use the grammar in context. But the thing I like teaching the younger generation, for example, they use the social media. For example, if I explain them the present simple or present continuous, for example, I mostly use the Instagram related words. For example, that boy follows his teacher on Instagram. Okay, they know the word follow. They already know that word, so it's really interesting for them. And another challenge is limited access to extracurricular programs, authentic materials. That's why I try to bring creativity into the classroom and encourage students to explore beyond the textbook. So, that as I mentioned before, the lack of motivation is really it should be solved. It's really related to the students' social, emotional learning, for example. So we have to wear different hats to solve this one.
Yes, it's so wonderful how you motivate your students. Yes, you address challenges with practical, empathic solutions, and it's evident that you not only identify problems but actively innovate to overcome them. Thank you.
Yeah.
My next question is, what are some unique challenges you encounter while teaching?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much. One challenge I often face is balancing the high academic standards with the need to keep the students engaged. I want my students to perform well in exams and competitions, but I also want them to enjoy learning and feel emotionally supported. Finding that balance requires constant creativity and reflection. For example, sometimes, while I was, in my early experience, and sometimes the most teachers find it difficult is like um, different level proficiency of language. For example, you're teaching at school, one student's level is advanced, another student's level is elementary or pre-intermediate. So you have to build the differentiation in your classroom, and you have to come with the different plans. Another challenge is adapting global teaching methods to fit our context. For example, what works in somewhere might not work in your working place. So I have to modify strategies, make them culturally relevant actually. So for example, if you get for this one, I use the care strategy. So you have to reject and adapt or edit it. So you get from, for example, Africa or somewhere, you can adapt to your culture, change the holidays to your own culture. And time management actually is also a challenge, especially since I wear many hats as a teacher, deputy principal, translator, and mentor the young teachers. But I see this challenge as opportunity to grow and innovate. So
So thank you.
I, I think I think from the bright side of everything.
Yes, I agree with you. Yes, your reflective approach to balancing rigor and engagement is so admirable, and you demonstrate the strong adaptability and cultural awareness in your pedagogy. Yes, it's so wonderful to hear how to you adapt creativity in your teaching. My last question is, how frequently do you engage with a community of practice to support your teaching and professional growth within OPA program?
I engage regularly with the Open Community of Practice, SOAP. I participate in online forums, attend webinars, and connect with other alumni to share the ideas and experiences, for example. These interactions help me stay updated um, with the new trends, contemporary teaching methods in education, and give me fresh inspiration for my own teaching. So, and I've also collaborated with other educators on classroom projects, professional development activities. Being part of this community reminds me that I'm not alone here. So, these are the passionate teachers around the world working toward similar goals. It's a
Yes.
space where I can ask questions, share successes, and learning from others. So the open community continues to play a big role in my growth as an educator and the leader. It really boosts my leadership skills and my teaching skills. Thanks for that. Yeah.
Wow, yes, it's great to see that you maintain active connections beyond your classroom and with your the colleagues around the world, and your engagement with the community shows the continuous growth and leadership. And yes, it's a big opportunity to be in this community. Yes, thank you. We are so grateful that you are here with us in our Alumni Spotlight segment. We want to thank you for sharing all of your experiences with us and our audiences. And it has been wonderful hearing from your work in Turkmenistan and the role of the in the open program and COP have played in that work. So everyone is watching. This is not the live session, but Saparnepes will be answering your questions and comments on this video. So please feel free to share your thoughts on what she has shared or ask any questions that you have about the things you heard her talk today. We hope you will continue to check out our next Alumni Spotlight segment as we visit another area in Central Asia. Thank you.